doomsday-like downpour of plastic sheets crashed onto the ground, submerging nearly the entire city of London in a mere 2 hours.
What made the scenario even more terrifying was that the century-old wreckage of the Titanic, which had slumbered at the bottom of the ocean, was hurled onto the land surface by this eerie force. With the situation teetering on the brink of total chaos, Dashan, as the representative of humanity, had no choice but to negotiate with the fishmen once again. Yet the fishmen replied coldly that the war had already begun.
This plastic downpour was nothing more than their first counterattack.
Realizing the fishmen were ready to fight in earnest, Dashan quickly recited the speech he had prepared in advance, then hastily proposed signing a truce agreement with them. But the fishmen refused to back down and laid out their terms. First, humanity must immediately cease all marine pollution. Second, a clear boundary must be drawn between the territories of humans and fishmen. Panicked representatives from various nations scrambled to mark out a section of the ocean on the map, only to have the fishmen flatly reject the proposal. They demanded ownership of all water bodies on Earth, and even the airspace above the oceans. This would mean a complete shutdown of humanity's air routes, a condition that instantly enraged every human representative present. As the situation threatened to spiral irreversibly out of control, no one expected what happened next.
Developing countries today.
The female fishman leader suddenly transformed into a male form, her tone turning far more aggressive and unyielding.
With tensions escalating to a breaking point, Dashan was crushed by an unprecedented weight of pressure.
Once an insignificant nobody, he had been accidentally thrust into the role of humanity's chief negotiator overnight. Now he had to not only appease the fishmen race, who wielded mysterious, formidable powers, but also fight to secure the maximum survival interests for humanity.
Only Dashan himself knew the immense burden he was carrying.
Dashan explained that humanity had not meant to offend them earlier, but handing over control of all marine areas would greatly threaten the very survival of the human race. After all, this issue involved the interests of countless nations. It could not be resolved in a short time and required all parties to sit down and negotiate patiently. In the meantime, therefore, Dashan urged the fishmen to sign a temporary peace accord with humanity to maintain the fragile stability between the two sides. To everyone's surprise, the fishmen then put forward a third demand.
We stand here in your rooms of concrete and steel and dust and light, burning our eyes and our lungs. And we will endure no more. So our next meeting will be here. Atlantic Ocean.
How are they doing this?
The human representatives froze in shock when they heard it, for the location specified by the fishmen was the Romanche Trench, in the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean. It is one of the deepest marine trenches on Earth, reaching a maximum depth of approximately 7,761 meters. Ordinary submersibles would be crushed by the water pressure long before they reached half that depth.
At the bottom of the ocean?
Dashan was once again forced to the forefront of the negotiations. Almost instinctively, he blurted out a sentence.
Okay.